First of all, on your calendar, the very last week on the calendar, okay, the half minor that's on Friday covers what we're doing today and tomorrow. What we're doing today is some stuff that we learned last school year in 6th grade. We're going to review it. I hope that you remember it, okay? And then we're learning some new stuff tomorrow, okay? But today is a review day. Is everybody good? I'm going to go ahead and move this, okay? Okay, vertical and adjacent angles is what our main focus is first. Let's review with the types of angles. A right angle, it has usually a little square in there like that. It looks like an L. Acute is less than 90 degrees. Obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. You guys in the back, this is as big as I can make it. Okay, so if you cannot see, y'all are welcome to always come up here. I even scooted this row back so that there's plenty of room in the front if you want to bring a clipboard, okay? Because I know it's smaller. All right? Okay. Vertical angles are formed when two lines cross. They have congruent angle measures. What does congruent mean?
Same.
Measuring the same. They lie across from each other, y'all. Vertical, like if I say I'm standing vertically, that's not the same meaning as this. My head is vertical from my feet. If I lay down on the ground, my head is still vertical from my feet, even though my body would be horizontal. Does that make sense? Vertical in this case means across from. Okay? So like, here's an angle. And what would be the vertical angle to it? The one that is underneath. Okay, now we need to review how to name that angle. We can't name it angle E because angle E refers to all of that, right? Okay, so remember how to name this? AEC, good. AEC. See, sometimes it runs my stuff together now on this board, so we'll do our best. And what's the other one? BED. Does it matter if I say DEB or BED? As long as what? As long as the E is in the middle, it doesn't matter. Okay. What's another set of vertical angles? This one and this one, correct? So then that would be angle A, E, B, and C, E, D. Okay? Two angles that are next to one another are called adjacent. And unlike vertical, when vertical actually has a mathematical meaning, meaning that they are equivalent to each other, adjacent means nothing. It just means it's next to, right? This desk is adjacent to this desk. It just means it's touching, okay? Mathematically, that doesn't mean anything. Now, if you look at this picture, though, like this one, y'all, all day long, this one is adjacent to this one. In this particular case, there is a mathematical thing here, but not because they're next to each other. It's because what?
They're on a 180.
They made a straight line, and we know that straight is a 180. You see what I'm saying? So it's not because they're adjacent. It's because they were adjacent and they made a 180. Does that make sense? Okay, so angle AEB and AEC are adjacent, and in this case, they equal 180 degrees, which is already written on your paper. Everybody good so far? Okay, next page. So, having taught 6th grade last year and taught this to you last year, I think the main difference between 6th and 7th when it comes to vertical and adjacent is that the pictures seem to have gotten a little spicier, right? So if you take a look at this one, it's no longer just a simple one, but look, it's got a whole bunch of extra things in here. Okay, it says find each measure using your knowledge of vertical angles. Okay, FVG. The first thing I would do is find FVG. FVG. Oh, it's that one right there. And because it's that one I'm looking at, vertical from it is what? How much? How big is it? 60 degrees. That's it. Because the angle that's vertical is this guy right here. which is 60 degrees. Okay, let's do the next one. ABH. ABH.
Oh, that one's 120.
Is this one right there. Vertical from it is 120. Does that make sense, you guys? Was there any math to do, really?
No.
No, you just had to know that they were equal. Okay, let's look at the next one. Determine the value of x and y using vertical angles. Well, here's my x. What is vertical? 145. And what do we know about them again? They are equal. So I could just set up a equation to solve for x, because that's what it asked me to do, solve for x. Okay. What's my next step? Minus 23, which is
122.
And then
Divide both by 2, and you
which
get
is
61.
61. Okay, so x equals 61. Now let's do for y. Okay, y is 8y minus 5 equals 35 this time. What's our next step? Why already did that. Next step? Add 5. So that would be 8y equals 40. And so therefore y equals 5. So hopefully you're finding the equation part is not the hard part. You just had to know the relationship, okay? Okay, let's look at the next one. Do y'all have a question? Okay. Solve for x and y and each of the missing measures. And I have a note here. I want you to solve using the adjacent angle. Okay, so here's x. So what is adjacent to that one?
140.
Adjacent.
35.
No, to this one right here. 40, right here. Those are adjacent. So that means the equation would be 5x plus 10. Then what?
Minus 180. Wait, no. Minus
Equals 40.
minus 140.
Equals
Or equals 140.
What? You're using.
Plus 40. Plus 40.
Thank you. Plus 40 equals 180. Y'all, it's a straight line. Y'all, this is. I don't know. Where y'all at today?
Why did switch it?
Why you laughing at me?
Why did switch it out like a different software?
I think she's trying to video.
Okay. Okay, so what's your next step?
Minus
10 plus 40, which is 50, equals 180. Then what? Minus 50, so 5x equals 130.
X is equal to 26.
Divide by 5, and we get
X is equal to 20.
26.
Wow.
Okay? All right. Yes, sir. Because they made a straight line, and all straight lines are 180. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's do y. Okay? So, here's,
Yo, calm down, bro.
all right, here is the angle that has y in it. What do you want to use to solve?
Vertical.
Sure, I like vertical because it's right there.
It's a small number.
3y minus 1
Equal to 35.
equals 35.
I'm so smart.
Okay, now what?
Plus 1.
So 3y equals
12.
36,
Oh,
and y equals
12.
12. Okay? All right, that is vertical and adjacent. Again, we learned that last year, so I'm going to move on. Next page. All right, we learned complementary and supplementary. And when I say complementary, I don't mean I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Okay? Complementary and supplementary. Y'all, do you remember either one of these and their values? Do you remember?
No. See, I think complementary adds up to
That's right. I gave a few ways to remember this last year, and I'm sure your teacher did too if you didn't have me. C comes before S in the alphabet. 90 comes before 180. like in the number line, okay? Also, if you think about the C on complementary versus the S on supplementary, you could turn that C into a 9 for 90, and the S turns into an 8 for 180. Whatever way it is, and you have to, guys, if you forgot those words, I'm not mad at you. They're so arbitrary. We don't use them in our everyday language, right? But you have to know what they mean, because over here, when we start solving, well, on this one, it's easy to solve. Why? Because I can see that, right? But what if I said angle A and angle B are complementary? Angle A is 40, angle B is 5x, solve for x. Well, you had to know what complementary means.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean? Hello?
You said 40. 40 plus 50.
I don't even know what I said. You missed the whole point of what I said, which was that you need to be able to understand that the word complementary meant 90. Thank you, because
Okay,
it
but
wasn't
who said
a
8, bro?
Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's come over here. Oh, we didn't write our definition. So for complementary angles, it's 2 or more angles that equal 90 degrees. So then for supplementary, what's that definition?
2 or more angles that equal 180 degrees.
Thank you.
So it can be 3 angles.
Right. I'm give up. Because if I wanted to draw a straight line, couldn't I do this?
Yeah.
And then I've got 3 angles and they would total 180. Okay. Most of the time it's a straight line with only 2, but you never know. Okay, so let's come over here. It says find the missing measure with complementary angles. Okay, so I can see that that equals 90. So what's my equation going to be?
3x plus 12.
Uh-huh.
6x plus 12.
Nope.
Plus 3.
Equals
90.
Thank you for writing the equation completely first. Now what's next?
So
Combine like terms. So 3x plus 3x makes 6x. Now what?
6x plus 12 equals 90. And then subtract 12.
Subtract 12, so 6x equals
78.
78, and x equals 13. Now, I am not finished. That is the value of x, but that's not the value of this angle. This angle is 3x. So that means I have to do 3 times 13, which would be 39. And then here, it would be 3 times 13 plus 12, which would be 51. And now, a smart student, what do you think you should do with those two, just to make sure? Add them to make sure they what? Equal 90. It is 39 and 51 equal to 90. Yes, so therefore, you know you probably got it right. Does that make sense? Okay, let's come down here. I think you guys can do this one on your own.
Yeah, we're
Okay, if you're at home, pause the video. Okay, so hopefully your equation was 6x plus 4x minus 10 equals 180. The next line should be 10x minus 10 equals 180. 10x equals 190. So then x equals 19. Oh, we're not finished. That's just x. 6x is how much? How much? 114 degrees. Don't forget your degree symbol. And then 4 times 19 minus 10 is 66 degrees. And does 114 plus 66 equal 180? Yeah. Then you know you got it right. Okay? Now, sometimes, as you can see, you have work to show. I mean, like on these, you have to show the work. You have an equation. Okay? Other times, like on these right here, was there work to show? No, because it was simply looking to see it was vertical and you just named it. Okay? Why am I telling you that? Because y'all, if there's work to show, you better show the work. If there's not, don't worry about it. Okay? Okay. On the back of your packet, That is an extra paper that we are not gonna do.
Oh,
Okay, so this is extra. Find the other separate paper. Okay, what I want y'all to do now with your partner is 1 through 4 only on the front and the back. Guys, 1 through 4, okay? And then we're gonna check. Again, I repeat, hello. I repeat, if there is work to show, make sure you're showing your work. Do not simply take the answers and plug them in. Friday's quiz will have 0 multiple choice, so make sure you know how to do it without that, okay? Got it? Your home pause. I'm just gonna go and put up the key. Guys, here's the first 1 through 4. Do I need to work any of those? Don't worry about the words and stuff. It was supposed to be a math lab. I took that off. Just pay attention to the location. So 130, 109, 26, and 4 are the first 4. Do I need to work any of those?
No.
Okay, I have a question. On number 4, how many of you solved it like the key and did it with adjacent angles? Okay, how many of you set them up equal to each other using vertical angles? So the rest of y'all just didn't do it? What? Oh, not everybody voted. There's only 2 choices. I personally did it with an equal to each other, but there's nothing wrong with that. You should still do 4 either way. Okay?
Yes.
All right, and then the back? 1 through 4 on the back?
41, 118, 45, and 19.
Are there any questions on those 1 through 4? Do I need to work any of them?
How do you get 45?
I'm happy to work any of them. Okay. Which one? Number 3. Let's work it.
We said it was.
Yeah, but that's that don't help. Okay, guys.
Cancels out.
Number 3. Ready? X plus 5 plus x minus 5 equals 90, right? Because it's a x plus. Then that would be 2x, and then the plus 5 minus 5 cancel. Right? Okay. Anything else? Are we good? Okay. The remaining of that page, front and back, the remaining is your homework. Okay. You can probably get that finished right now. We have still about 10 minutes. I can't hear. I can't. I know, but it's because it's hard to read. Are you talking about?
It's -3 over 4.
No, it's not negative. Oh, it's 1/4 x and 2/4 x.
Okay.
On number 5, this number 5, it's 1/4 x and then 2/4 x are the 2 angles. I know it's not a negative. It's like a dot from the 5. Okay.
Wait,